I felt the process was a medium. I didn't feel it was too difficult or that it was too easy because we really needed to look inside of ourselves and what our core values individually were. However, just like everyone else, I did the same process by umbrellaing all the different cores that we were given and putting them into their own separate groups. And then I went from there to see how each one I felt was of value to me. However, I did notice when I got to the two that we could put in ourselves that there were a lot of values that I loved and held dear to myself that were missing, such as respect, adventurous, humility, and teamwork. All of these are ones that I felt really go deep down to my core and how I was raised. However, I picked respect and adventurous because I felt that they were the best choices considering how I want to be treated with respect, and I will treat other people with that same respect. Just like how treat others how you want to be treated. And as for adventurous, I picked adventurous because I love putting myself out there and trying new things, especially after having gone through a downslope with depression. I don't ever want to feel that way again, so I always try putting myself out there and being adventurous and trying new things because I feel it always reminds me that I need to cherish life. To me, moral courage means overcoming one's mistakes by admitting to them instead of hiding behind lies or putting up fronts. I've done quite a bit of moral courage growing since high school, and especially since after my first job in a martial arts studio. Because before those times I used to hide behind lies and I used to make up excuses that weren't true. It never made me feel good deep down inside. Yeah, I got out of the situation, but I never felt good afterwards. I noticed around the time when I was in the martial arts studio that I got that habit from my dad because I noticed that he was always telling lies and that he was always putting up fronts and that he was always not taking the right or ethical road, especially when he was always going behind my back and my mom's back and telling everyone horrible things about us that weren't true, and saying how my mom cheated on him when he was the one who cheated on her just so that he could save face. I feel that if he was to do the right thing, he would have faced his demons and confronted it by showing moral courage and saying yes, you're right, I shouldn't have cheated, I shouldn't have lied, I never meant to call you a brat or anything along those lines. To this day he still doesn't, and our relationship is actually disintegrated because of it, because he feels that he always has to be in the right and it's his word against everyone else's, even if it hurts the ones that he loves. And I don't want to live like that. So after seeing my dad act the way that he did, I chose to always take the higher ground and show moral courage in my everyday life by always admitting to something if I'm wrong. Intrinsically, I feel motivated to help others and to step up and take action, especially when no one else will. And I feel this comes from my family background, especially since my mom and sister are more introverted. Whenever we go somewhere and my sister is asked to order us drinks, she's not very forefront about it. She usually sits over by the bar and waits for them to come to her, or she'll stand like 3 feet away from the bar in cases the bartender won't even pay attention. It happened in Europe, and I just went over and I helped her, and I just told her, and I just took her hand and we went up to the bar together and we ordered all the drinks. That's just something small though, However, just like in mine and Jonathan's class that we have together for gender in pop culture, we both are trying to help this other girl that's in our group because she has a hard time collecting her thoughts. So we were both trying to take the lead and help her out and collect her thoughts, even if it does take us a little bit longer. But I just feel a sense of urgency just to help people and step up and take action. However, extrinsically, I feel I don't give off that kind of vibe as a leader, unless I'm talking about something that is one of my passion projects, such as human trafficking, or martial arts, or anime, or cosplaying. Other than that, I feel anything that's not really my strong suit, I of course tend to not take the leadership role, just because I feel like someone who is more experienced should be taking a lead in that kind of situation. I also feel like I don't give off that kind of vibe because sometimes when I'm just really tired, I don't exude that kind of vibe. I just give off a tired kind of vibe. But in that sense, then I always just try to bring a little more fun with it. When reflecting on bad leadership, I always go to this default of thinking of Hitler, even though there's the fact that he was a good leader. He was good at leading the people for his cause. Granted, his cause wasn't morally or ethically correct to our standpoints today. Whereas, just like how Minga said in her presentation tonight with Trump, I always think of Trump as a bad leader, especially with the whole presidency race coming up. I honestly think he's a huge joke. But even though Trump never gives up, he shows good leadership qualities, I guess, in that point, even if he always fails. But at the same time, his ethics and morals are not there for many other people's kind of views like mine. Other than that, I think bad leadership or kind of shadow leadership would just be not taking the stand or not trying to lead or help the people of your own cause, and you're just sitting to the wayside.